Hello everyone and welcome to episode 72. In this episode, some things will seem slightly familiar to those who watch my Fallout 4 reviews as well. Yet other things will shine in a brand new light, bright like a diamond. They do not literally shine, of course, but you know how gemstones are, right? Okay, Skyrim's combat system is definitely not its strongest part. There are many mods to change or add combat mechanics around, and here are two new, small mods with some really interesting ideas. Additional Techniques by Sky. Right now this mod offers two new combat mechanics. First there's the Homing Missile. By holding down a hotkey, which is the spacebar by default and can be changed by editing an ini file, the spell you cast will hover in mid-air until you let go of that hotkey. That way you can hit several targets at once, or prepare your magic before entering combat. The spells do not follow you, however, they will stay at the spot you cast them. The homing effect will happen if you have a valid hostile target and prepare at least 3 spells. By default, this number can also be changed in the ini. This can be really useful against fast-moving targets, and besides, looks insanely cool. This is some Dragon Ball shit right there, I tell you. Of course, needless to say, for this to work, you also need a spell with an actual projectile. Won't work with Lightning Bolt, for example. And the second technique is for bows. This one is a bit harder to pull off, actually. Here's how it works. If you release the arrow just before drawing the bow to the maximum, the arrow will fly faster and do more damage. It will also make a slightly different sound, so you will notice when you actually managed to pull it off. The time frame in which you need to release the arrow to succeed is quite small. I only managed to do it like 2 times out of 20 shots, but it can also be changed in the ini. Either that or get good, And now back to magic with the second mod, Lorica, an intuitive and compatible spell toggle by Aches. How do buff spells work in Skyrim? 60 seconds. Thanks Bethesda, great idea. With this mod you can actually toggle buffs on and off, like in Dragon Age for example. And while a buff is toggled on, it will remove a chunk of your max magicka. Also, while toggled on, the buffs will grant continuous experience, if the right conditions are met, to ensure that you can still level up the magic schools. This was probably why Bethesda made the whole 60-second BS in the first place. There is also a nifty MCM menu where you can check the cost for spells and also add new spells from other mods. Spells from famous mods like Apocalypse can be added right away, and for spells from not-so-famous mods, the description says they can be added with Xedit, but not exactly how. This needs to be updated maybe. Other than that, it's a very cool concept, always loved that in Dragon Age. The follower mod for this episode is kinda custom voiced, but not really. What does that mean? Let's see. Kamira Follower by Gozaru XXX. So, what kind of custom voice are we talking about here? Her voice is actually based on a Japanese vanilla voice, so for the most people it will sound new and refreshing. The voice lines should be a bit louder though, unless maybe it's on purpose, to reflect her personality. Yeah, let's roleplay, she just doesn't like to yell. She is also more talkative than vanilla followers, and sometimes says really interesting things. Seriously, where is this line from? I don't recognize it at all. Anyway, in combat she uses some custom vampiric stuff. It suspiciously looks like her area attack went wrong and caused a real Royal Rumble here, or maybe the Dawnguard just suddenly noticed that there was a vampire girl living among them all along. Well, what can I say? Shit happens. Next we are going to take a quick look on a little animation mod. 2H animation Warden stance by JCap038. The idle stance is meant for two-handed swords and is inspired by the Warden class in For Honor. This mod includes just the idle stance plus running and turning animations. Really simple, but it does look quite cool. And now it's time for a fresh, new episode of Ikari's Monster Kingdom. It became a bit quieter, however, only 3 mods this time. Gorons by Mihail is the first one. Okay, I have to point out, this is actually a creature from Zelda. I never thought we would get stuff from this one of all games. It's not like it looks out of place though. The way it is implemented here, with the glowing textures and all, it actually looks cool. Those things are, however, way smaller than one would imagine. In combat they also don't really rip it either. I mean, their attacks look cool, but come on man, I'm not even wearing any armor. The death animation does look interesting, however. Nice Maroon's Dagon impression, if you know what I mean. And this time we also get a summon book for this creature. The next creature is Ogroids. We had several ogre-based creatures here already, but this one is, well, different. Just looking at him I can already tell. This is going to be an intellectual ogre. The creature is also quite big, but let's see what he is really made of. This game isn't about intelligence anyway. Yeah, look how he holds the club. Reverse grip, motherfucker! So badass. Or at least that's what he thinks. But I think you can guess the outcome. No summon book here, but we do get the Club of Intelligence plus 10. Bonga bonga, Mihail King! Subscribe to channel or I club you. The third creature is not a Mihail one for a change. Feathered Tyrannosaurids by Skinwalker21. This mod adds some very unique looking dinosaur-like creatures. Basically, it's like a T-Rex with feathers. I don't think this will make them fly, but yeah, there are 5 different versions, and some of them definitely look more like giant cocks, I mean chickens, rather than dinos. But still, the T-Rex was always like the derp among the dinosaurs for his unproportional build. Seriously, if I would ever meet one, I would probably try to kick his legs and make him fall, which would probably result in me being eaten really bad, but whatever. Let's do some classic caveman action right here. Bonga bonga, Ikari ga hunt bird for tribe. You know what? Fuck this. We are not cavemen. We have magical swords. That's a really nice monument we made there. True art. With such vicious dinos roaming around, we need some decent protection. And I know just the right thing. Cross Crucible by Nero. See, I told you, I'm psychic, that's the proof. But the thing is, it's actually even cooler than in Fallout. How is this possible? Well, for one, there are animations. Draw the weapon, flame on. Incredibly badass. That way it doesn't burn your back while seized. Holy immersion! Or if you want to summon the flame from the depths of oblivion itself, use the summon spell for the bound Crucible sword. Yes, this weapon definitely fits into Skyrim much better than in Fallout 4. But that's not all, there's another thing. The power attack summons a badass flame wave which will consume your enemies with... Oh, sorry Wilcos. So yeah, anyway, win again. Skyrim 2, Fallout 0. Nah, I'm just kidding. Fallout 4 has its own advantages. The next weapon is also a sword, Whiterun Sword by Neglpludge85. Yes, that's definitely a sword, with some horse head decorations, Whiterun style. Looks like they might have been glued on, just kidding. This weapon can be used for combat of course, but it looks more like a decoration for the wall. And one more, Nature's Edge by Polygon. Very nice design, looks like Mother Nature herself made this weapon. Or maybe Groot had to lend a hand once again. Get it? Lend a hand. Also, this is more of a short sword, I think. There is also somewhat of a quest to upgrade it and unlock its true power. It will look the same, but have a cool enchantment and give you the power to summon a spirit. Okay, very good. And now we need some armor, you know, for protection. Grim Bowsette by Grim Sovereign. That's not really what I had in mind, but seriously, it's like a virus, and it will continue to spread until everything and everyone is Bowsette. If you are wondering about that black line coming from the gloves, by the way, it's a bug which only appears on the CBBE version. UUNP and 7BO seem fine. Well, it will be fixed anyway, so don't pay it any attention. Anyway, same as in Fallout, 2 outfits here, corset and bikini. The next one is a bit better, Kozakowy's 1760 Black Stays outfit by Kozakowy. Maybe still not really armor, but a very nice, historically inspired outfit. Very high attention to detail, very high belt count, worthy of a JRPG protagonist, but unfortunately it's kinda still in beta state, and that's why only available for UNP. And there is also something missing. If you haven't noticed yet, I'll give you a little hint here. The hat is missing! But seriously now, let's do something about it. Well, almost. Nah, whatever, good to go. As for our last mod, we got something new, something big, something exciting. Falamyrr Isle by Optimistic Pillow. As we arrive in Raven Rock, we see a strange group of people, refugees who arrived from that very island. Being the hero that we are, we of course make our way to investigate. As we arrive on Falamyrr Isle, first observation, it's fucking cold. This place makes Skyrim seem like a tropical resort. Second observation, there is a world map for this place. This is always a big plus. Very soon after our arrival, we are being warmly greeted by vengeful spirits and other monstrosities. It looks like something really bad happened here. Everything is destroyed and frozen, bodies everywhere. It looks as if the Wild Hunt has visited this place. Also, it's very notable how well this place is designed. There is literally always something everywhere, never a plain spot. This applies to both exteriors and interiors. This mod is actually in beta state right now, so there are no quests yet, but it offers a lot now already. A standalone follower, a player home, 2 new food recipes, 2 new sets of armor, and of course lots of exploration. The follower is just a basic one, no custom dialogue or anything yet, but yes, the whole setup looks very interesting. There are also some books which explain the lore of this island and what happens to it, how and by who it met its demise. Of course, it would be cool to see more of it, and maybe even a questline too, you know, fix things. Well, we might actually get that in future updates, so it's definitely a mod worth tracking. I was joking, there is another mod. I just wanted to give somebody a little heart attack. So, a new quest mod. The Gemstone Prophecy by Ripax and Venge Hamlet. This is the sequel to The Lost Cavern of Prophecy from episode 62. But it is standalone and you can start right away by going to the Bone Rift Cairn, east of the Valsheim Towers. It starts very basic. First fight some, you know, cave-dwelling degenerates, then solve a little vanilla-style riddle, then stop and stare at the beautiful level design. Yes, the first thing I noticed was that the mod leads you to some truly atmospheric, breathtaking locations. But what is this? A book? Yes, just like the prequel, this is a book-driven quest mod. Blah blah blah, and nobody got time for that, right? No, not with this mod, because oh my god, just look at this room! This is incredible! And glowy parts. Guys, lots of glowy parts. So, as I was saying, the books are important because this is how the story progresses. The books are like cutscenes. They will explain how the mod works and also what you need to do next. And the story behind this mod goes something like this. Moloch Baal was bored, so he created this evil thing called the Bloodstone. And it's so evil that it will fuck up all of Skyrim if you don't stop it. But it's powerful, you can't defeat it alone. You need to find and recruit 4 Gemstone Maidens with the stripper names Amethyst, Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald. You have to find them one by one, somewhere in Skyrim. But the cutscene books tell you exactly where they are, so it's not a problem. Each of them has a key to the appropriate dungeon. You have to complete each dungeon together with them, find 4 Dragon Claws and unlock 4 Dragon Claw doors. Behind each you will find a fitting armor and weapon for each maiden. So, in the end you will have your own Power Ranger squad. No, I am not joking. And then you will be able to go and fight this Bloodstone thing. The dungeons seem to be on par with the vanilla dungeons. Kill some Drogars here and there, solve some vanilla-style riddles. They are not linear, but also not too mazy. Well, I actually only played the first one, Amethyst's dungeon, but it was quite good. So, altogether it's a really solid quest mod and has enough content for a lengthy and entertaining adventure. And now this is really it for this episode. The links to all mods are as always in the description below. Don't forget to endorse the mods you like. And if you think this review was cool, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more best new Skyrim mods. I thank you all for watching and see you around.